I voted for Snyder. I voted for Snyder, and Snyder failed to protect my family. So shame on you, Snyder. Shame on all of you for trying to cover this shit up and make it like it's all of our problems, that we're not educated, that we don't practice proper hygiene, and we don't brush our teeth and floss our teeth enough.
The bacteria was found in our water. It's not because I go in a McDonald's and don't wash my hands. It's because the bacteria is in our water. And then the filters that you're passing out to residents do not filter out bacteria.
Just put yourself in my shoes. I was working 12 to 15 hours a day, 7 days a week as a millwright, traveling all over Michigan and out into Connecticut, and I had the license to go anywhere in the world with my degree, and now I can't ever do that again. But they want to put me on welfare, give me food stamps, and then call me a welfare rat. They want to put a label on me when I was a hard-working man trying to live the American dream and provide a way for my family to strive and go and do great things like
wanted an animal wildlife
we wanted
reservation.
a wildlife reservation.
We wanted a wildlife reservation.
I mean,
that was what our goal was, and now we're fighting to stay alive.
Yeah.
That's a drastic change. You
3
go
years.
From wanting to buy some property to save wolves and bears to wondering if you're going to wake up tomorrow. That's a big difference.
It's sick. It's sick what's going on and how long it's taking. These politicians have billions and billions of dollars.
Two babies Trump seen. 2 babies. And he runs to Syria.
Come to Flint, Trump. Come to Flint. We're welcoming you. We're welcoming you to Flint. Come over and have a cup of coffee at my house. I'd love to have you. Honestly, we're good people. We're hurt people, and we need change. We need change in Flint, Michigan. Flint, Michigan. We need change in Corpus Christi. We need change in Chicago. We need change in Indianapolis, because people are getting poisoned by their drinking water. Their drinking water is poisoning them. Their ground where they just dumped waste because there was no regulations on where to dump this waste at. They're just building buildings over contaminated waste while they're taking corporations like Walmart and selling them contaminated land and making them clean it up. Well, General Motors, AC Delco, Delphi, freaking airline factories where they made the airplanes just dumped all their waste and walked away from it, and they have no repercussions. Why you got nuclear power plants paying to have their nuclear waste shipped to a location to be properly buried? If they just went and dumped that nuclear waste anywhere, what would happen to them? They would be fined, penalized, shut down, arrested, put in prison. I mean, it sickens me that we go 3 years with no solutions. We have $12 million wrapped up in protecting our government and our state and our city and the treasury. We got $12 million wrapped up in lawyer fees while we're sitting here suffering, and you're too afraid to pay $5,000 to $20,000 per chelation. You're not afraid to spend billions of dollars on freaking lawyers to get a governor who knew 9 months before all this what could have happened could have been prevented, and $120 a day to treat the damn water. That's chump change to billions of dollars that you guys make every year on our tax dollars. It blows my mind.
And the proof.
And the proof's right there. The proof's black and white. I can go get another blood work if you don't believe that one. I'll go take some more chelation pills and flush it out of my system again. And we're paying $170 for water we can't even freaking use.
You guys are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And then there's
The fight you have inside you is mind-boggling.
well, if we don't fight, if we don't. Adam and I, when we first came to Flint, we wanted to help. Hey, we wanted to help out, and you know what? I mean, maybe this is what we were supposed to do. Maybe this is why God, directed us to go to where we were. I don't understand why we had to get sick in the process, But you know, we're here and we're not going to stop fighting for not only ourselves, but all of the information that we obtain for ourselves, we will put as public knowledge. And that relates to the water. I mean, I'm not going to go and tell all y'all my deep, dark secrets, but as far as anything that has to do with the water, doctor's appointments, my children, anything, everyone is going to know because you all need to know. Your children are going to have problems that are going to come out 5 years from now. It also causes, it could hit us for 5 generations. My great, maybe one more great grandchildren could be affected by me being poisoned and passing it down to, well, our children being poisoned and passing it down to their children. So they don't even have to poison their children. Just by reproducing, they're going to pass on these problems. So this is far beyond just ruining my life or ruining my son's life. This is now ruining my grandchildren's life because of the lead does something that causes just, I don't know, abnormalities for generations. And so this is huge, and it's gonna keep happening. I mean, what, Florida, they could set their water on fire.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what?
right out of the faucet.
Yeah.
But that's not normal, you know. And
in that detailed water report, there's acetone and chloroform. You know, I'm not really worried about lead. Lead is a scary thing, but when you're bathing your child in chloroform and acetone is a cleaning agent that you don't soak in. I mean, I remember working on a turbine deck, and I was cleaning parts with acetone, but I had these big, thick rubber gloves on because that's what the standards were. You had to have the proper personal protective equipment to do the job. If you didn't, you got fired or laid off.
where was our personal protective equipment to take a shower?
Yeah.
Where was our personal protective equipment to cook with?
The CDC was here. The CDC should have been testing for that crap in the Flint River. They should have been testing what's coming from the wastewater treatment plant into our homes. They should have been testing the source, so they knew what they should have been testing for it from the get-go. Not just because some law says, oh, it's 1970, and they wrote a law that says all you got to do is test for lead and copper. That's it. Well, I'm sorry, but my boss tells me to do a job, and I see that somebody's gonna hurt themselves. I'm gonna stop what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna go tell my buddy over there, hey, you're standing under a suspended load, and you could die. You know, no, that's not my job because my boss told me to do this, and that's all I'm supposed to do. They have the equipment, they have the knowledge, they have the understanding that they can use this machine. They spent $150,000 at the MDEQ. They can test for everything on the periodic table. But no, because the law says they don't have to. They don't have to.
But isn't there a law that says that you're not allowed to have a blind eye?
Yeah,
I forget what that law is.
I don't know what the law is on that. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a scientist. I'm a human being who took common sense and took some of my training through the millwrights and applied it to what we're living right now. And I can't lie about this. Seizures do not run in my family. And I'm having full-blown seizures. They don't run in my family. It's because the toxins in your freaking body are causing all these damn symptoms. Whether you have, I don't want to talk about other people's problems, but there's people that have cancer. There's people that have seizures, circular problems with their blood. You can't control your body temperature. Your teeth are falling out. Memory loss. Early onset dementia. Your kids aren't having growing pains. They're having leg pains because the heavy metals are affecting their nervous system. It just blows my mind we're even in this, and we're in America, and it's 2017. We have technology that, we have the technology to do a lot of things that other countries don't, but we can't protect our own people in the United States of America. This is a place where people want to come from all over the world for the land of opportunity, that American dream that everyone talks about. But here in Flint, Michigan, in other cities across our nation, we can't protect our drinking water because somebody wants to make a penny on it, a profit on it. Water used to just be
It's all about pipelines. What's this? Pipelines. All the time. Let's frack over here. Let's frack over there. Everyone's fracking. You know,
no
that's
regulations
gonna,
on
that's
drinking
gonna
water.
Mess up
No
all of our
regulations
land.
on bathing water. No regulations. So.
What United States is going to be left if you pollute it all? There's going to be nothing left for anybody to live on anywhere. It's going to be all gone. Then we're all going to be wanting to go to the Middle East or something, you know? I mean, everyone wants to come here right now. Well, the way we keep treating our country, we're going to want to go somewhere else. We're going to be
Go to Norway.
We're going to be the immigrants that are trying to go places.
Go to Norway. Norway's got clean water.
Yeah, this is the real news, people. CNN, come on.
Yeah.
MSNBC, this, come on. This is the real news. Trump every day. All you talk about Trump every day. Come on. This is the real news. People are dying in USA. This is the real news. Wake up, people. Wake up.
Please wake up. People are dying.
Our pipes are corroding. They're broken. You can't stick phosphate on a hole. You can't fill a pipe who has a hole with phosphate. You just can't do it.
Well, you should also be learning from this situation in Flint. You should be learning that, okay, now you tried phosphate. That doesn't work because it makes bacteria grow even more when you have lead and copper mixing. It's a breeding ground for bad bacteria, not good bacteria, not safe bacteria. And so now that you know that phosphate is only going to add to the problem, please don't do that in another city and hurt more people.
Well, it's funny. One of my buddies, my friend's buddies, came here, and they bought a house. They were gonna fix it up, and he thought, I can't live like this. I can't live with no water. He goes back to Corpus Christi, and what happens in Corpus Christi?
Poison water waiting for you.
So I think this prepared him, but he took it for granted that this can't happen anywhere else. I'm leaving this place to go to another place, and now it's happening in his place, and he's on bottled water. I mean, Corpus Christi. It blows my mind. We take our lives for granted. We take our water for granted. I don't care who you are, where you're at, where you're from.
We were doing it.
I took it for granted. My buddy took it for granted. Lots of people took it for granted, and now we're suffering because we took our government and we thought we could trust them. When that's not how our government was supposed to be set up, is just to rely on our government to take care of us.
You can't have a wildlife reservation if you have dirty water.
They work for us. The government works for us, not the other way around.
Or if you frack the land.
They want our taxes. We pay $1,200 on our property tax. For what? You can't sell our house. You can't sell a house that poisoned a whole family. I mean, who's gonna buy my house? That 3 years ago it was worth $60,000.
And how is it okay that they're taking people's property and they're just going right through it as if though they own everything? No, the people own the government.
And we
You're
pay
supposed
their
to be listening to us, not the other way around. We pay you. Now you're using us to do all your dirty work. And we're sick and tired of it. We don't want to be violent. We want to be peaceful about this. It's getting out of hand. You guys are acting like a kid with an anthill and a magnifying glass. We are not your ants. You need to come out here and do what you're supposed to do what you're paid to do, which is benefit the people, not yourselves.
They got that slogan about only you can prevent forest fire. Here's a fire right here, and only you can stop this. People, government, where you at?
You're supposed to be working with the people. You're supposed to be working with us. You're supposed to be hand in hand, side by side, not hiding in your little office cubicles going, oh, what kind of corruption can we cover up today? You're supposed to be knocking on my door and telling me, oh my gosh, Mrs. Murphy, how can I make your babies better? And how can I make your husband not have any more seizures? You're not supposed to be telling me we might have something for you. You better get it together, get with the program, and start helping these people out.
You got the money, get here, spend some of it. Man, guys, this is awesome. We appreciate your story, man.
Oh.
It's so hard to listen to, and we all here have your back, bro.
Appreciate it.
I mean, this whole camp was started on your guys'. I mean, pretty much your stories inspired this camp, so that was pretty much Camp Promise, was our promise to you and the rest of Flint. Awesome. You know, it's like I was saying, if someone's standing saying, hey, I've been wronged, nobody really wants to listen. But if somebody steps next to you and says, hey, help us out, this guy got screwed over, for some reason people start to take a little more notice, you know, a little more attention.
Asking up
Better cheeks at her ride, baby. Get your cheeks over that.
Asking facts.
Right. Right. I'm sure we have a lot of paperwork Adam and his wife brought down to share. Obviously, we're not going to put everything out there, but if anybody has any questions or you want some questions answered or anything cleared up, feel free to reach out to any of us here at camp, or even Adam himself. He's on my page. But yeah, wow, this stuff's hard to sit and listen to sometimes. It's hard not to be upset, you know, when you're human. But man, if we don't get out here and do something, someone else will do it.